Hello, my creative cuties.
In this video, we're going to pick up where we left off on the last one. Be right back. Now, y'all know I usually just jump right into it, and this is no different. I'm going to start with the ear. I'm going to carve out the ear because what we're going to focus on most in this video is the hair. I said I was going to do the ear, work on the mouth some, do the hair and the clothing, but I got to thinking, you know what? I'm not even going to tackle the clothing because this is about a face, about a head. So right now I'm laying down just a couple layers of HB pencil. And then I'm going in with charcoal pencil and charcoal powder to kind of get the shape of the ear. Once we get that established, we can go ahead and start laying down the foundations for the hair. And then we can come back and pull up highlights from that ear to make it look like it's protruding from the hair. So right now I'm adding a layer of charcoal powder to the hair. And as I'm doing this, I'm looking for darks, mid-tones, and places that are going to be lighter. So the more charcoal you have on your brush, the darker the value is going to be. Also, when you're using charcoal powder, be sure that when you tap your brush into it, you tap it on a piece of tissue or paper towel and get the excess off, and then go ahead and lay it down. As you swipe with the brush, I guess that's how I want to say it, some of the charcoal powder comes off, and then you notice the values are a little lighter than the initial I can't talk today, amount that you laid down. And then you can take a brush and just kind of blend that out. Now what I'm creating is the basic shape of the hair. I'm looking for shapes, the direction that the hair is swept up. And you'll see dark shadows in the areas where there's very little light and clumps of hair. And you want to do it in clumps. You don't want to try to do a lot of detailed strands and stuff like that. We'll do that later. You'll see that later on in the video. But let's just get the basic form, the basic shape of the hair. Now at this point, I'm using a kneaded eraser. I'll also use a pencil eraser to lift off charcoal and graphite from the ear, creating highlights so that it looks less flat and so that it gives the illusion that it's protruding from the hair. I'm also taking my pencil eraser, making flicking motions to create strands of hair. This creates wispy looking little strands of hair sticking out of the volume of the hair. It's really fun creating this illusion. I'm also going to use a number 4 pencil and a number 2 pencil, obviously, or HB pencil, and lay down a few darker strands along the side of the face near the neck. I'll also go in with a charcoal pencil to make those clumps or strands that are a little denser, that are darker, appear darker. And then I'll just kind of take some tissue and blend that out to make it look more natural. Now I dropped some charcoal powder on her forehead, so you might see little odd areas that are dark or white because I tried to clean it up. So I'm trying to fix that. I put a little bit more pencil down and blended that out to make it a little more homogeneous. You see how the ear protrudes against that dark, the dark value right above it? I just love this illusion. Sometimes I try to create so many strands or do so much detail up front, and I end up getting a little overwhelmed. Like at this point, I'm overwhelmed. I can't see the forest for the trees. So I did a portrait of a little boy who had tons of pearls, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. And what usually happens is if I flip the image upside down, flip the reference the reference photo upside down and the drawing upside down, it causes my eyes to see shapes, not so much look at little bitty details, but my eyes want to create what I think I see. It's sort of like autofill. But if I flip the images upside down, then I'm forced to draw exactly what I see, what shapes, what values I see, and I can do it a little more objectively instead of trying to draw what I think should be there. So this takes some pressure off. It's easy. You might think that that's difficult to do, to draw upside down, but it's a really good training exercise. At this point, I'm still drawing upside down. I'm going to go ahead and darken the background. That way the image will just kind of jump off the page. And as I'm going over different areas in the face, I will use my charcoal powder brush without dipping it in charcoal. I'll just use whatever leftover is on the brush, or I'll even wipe the brush off on paper towel and then just kind of use it as a blending tool versus a tool for laying down some sort of material. At this point, I'm just trying to include every inch of the head. The side left of the ear was kind of undone. I didn't have any real boundaries for it. So when I did the background, I had to go and reestablish those boundaries. And then of course I'm tweaking things a little bit, tweaking the mouth a little bit like I said I was going to do. Okay, I think I'm going to call this one done. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's a non-monetized channel, just wanting to give back what was freely given to me with free drawing tutorials for beginners. So I'll see you next time. Bye.